Hey guys, Zach here with Minimal Escapes, and today I want to do a complete overhaul on this ecosystem bowl that I made a couple months ago. You can see that I've really let it go. I've just been taking the plants from this to feed other tanks, so it's looking really thin. And that's because I knocked off this piece of wood, so it's just been floating, but I think I've got a pretty nice design for the rescape, so let's get into it. You can see that everything in here is doing pretty good. I've got a bunch of crypts, some Liliopsis, I've got this really nice Anubias. It's just that since this did come off, I really haven't been taking too much care of this tank. And I've just really been using it as sort of a plant storage. So I want to get all this out, and I can get down a new scape. So I've completely drained it, taken out all the plants. You can see I still have a little bit of duckweed in there, but that's whatever. I'm really happy with the way that this substrate system worked, that I want to try and keep it as much intact as I can for the next scape. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of water in the bottom, sort of reshape it, and I'm just going to add in a new top layer to trap in anything that's, like any dead decaying matter that's in here with that top layer, and that's going to lock in even more nutrients for the next plants that go in here. So for this one, I think I'm going to keep it super simple. I'm not even going to include any hardscape, and I'm going to do more of a Dutch style, which means it's just plants. So in order to do that, I want to fill this up a little bit so that I can get to planting. Now with this all filled up, I can grab some trimmings from my other tanks and start planting. So it's been a couple of days since I've had this set up, and I'm really happy with the way that this tank has turned out. It really looks quite good, and I know that once it grows in more, it's going to look even better. And if I put it under some higher light, I know the Rotella is going to give me a nice red pop, so I'm really looking forward to that. Now, the reason why I left this for a couple of days is just to let the plants root, so that they have something to hold on to when I do decide to add in the inhabitants. So all that I'm going to put in here is just going to be a couple of babies from my Red Riley tree. I think that's going to be just the perfect amount, like 5 shrimp maybe, just little babies until they're grown out, and then I'll probably just transfer them back to another tank. Now, the reason why I decided to go with Dutch style for this is because of its size. In the last one, I did do a hardscape, but I found that that took up too much of the sort of floor space in the bottom, and I would prefer to have that for plants, so that way I have a higher plant mass to whatever inhabitant mass is in there, so that the load in this is still manageable and it can be an ecosystem for longer. So with all that being said, let me net up the shrimp and get them in.